Bear trap. Arbitrator. The bear trap on top doesn't do anything. It's just for aesthetic. Hello. Huh. Anything else? Black magic doll. Huh. Alright. So that's my beef with the world. The characters... Alright, I was already saying. The characters... The NPCs, like I said, some of the most aesthetically diverse and interesting looking NPC life out of any game I've ever played. Without a doubt. The problem is that none of those NPCs have anything to say or to offer or anything interesting about them whatsoever. And for how diverse and interesting they look, it ends up not meaning anything because there's nothing to them. You can talk to everyone, but all of the unimportant characters say the exact same things, and none of it is anything that matters. But even among the characters that are important, that do give you quests and such... Are they about to come over to me? Even those characters, there's just no real meaningful, significant interaction with them. And that's something that I've noticed, that I noticed throughout the game. They, like, even characters that are really important, that are huge to the story, and who you have a lot of interactions with, it was hard for me to feel connected to them, and to feel anything for them, because they were just... The game just doesn't have any system. Is that a bear? Yep. The game just didn't have any system that let you really interact with them in a meaningful way. And by that I mean, you could talk to them. You could do quests for them. All of the NPCs had their certain quests associated with them. But that was all you could do. You could talk to them, listen to them say the same things over and over again. You could do a couple quests for them, and that was it. There's a romance system in the game, but that romance system was kind of stupid. And even when the romance is in place, there's the same issue. Okay, so this character is my romance now, but I still can't do anything with them, you know? And another hag. Huh. And even so, even
looks like rain.
Disregarding all of that, there's still just something... There's just something missing, and I can't quite figure out what it was, even beyond the fact that you can't really interact with the NPCs. But I do think that that's the main thing, that there was no real meaningful or significant way to actually interact with the NPCs in the game. Whoa. What? Really? You're actually pretty tough. Really? Really? Hi. What? Wrong thing. Oh, hey, can I just... Oh. Oh, that is interesting. I can just do that whenever I want? Really? Burn and die. That entire fight was kind of bullshit. Doop doop doop. But yeah, that's pretty much my spiel on that. And then the third thing, the final thing that really kind of brought it all home in terms of its badness, ooh, hello, was that the game was completely and totally lacking in immersion. Hey. Okay, there it goes. I thought my health wasn't moving. But the game just completely and totally lacks immersion. Like, the game does nothing to draw you into the world and make you feel like it's really you, rather than a character that you're playing. And some people don't mind that, but I definitely noticed, and it definitely made a difference for me. Because, like, in games like Skyrim and Fallout, I can deal with trekking the same distances over and over again and interacting with less than lifelike NPCs in, like, Skyrim, because Skyrim makes me feel like it's really me in the world. It's really me doing the interacting. And so everything I do then has meaning, has significance. When it's lacking that... Oh, these are people. Oh, this is a farm. When a game lacks that, suddenly nothing you're really doing outside of combat really means anything, you know? And that's kind of how it was in Dragon's Dogma. I found myself just having to trudge through everything in between fights just to get back to the combat, because everything else was just so dry and lacking. And it's the most frustrating part about all of it is that the game had a great story. The concept for the game's story is fantastic. I won't spoil it in case you want to play, but it's just got a really, really fantastic concept for its story and premise. Concept and premise for its story. And that makes it even more frustrating that the game failed to really properly deliver the experience. Because for all of the reasons that I already stated, the story had less impact on me than it should have, than I wish that it would have. And then there's also the fact that the story just... Like I said, the premise of the story is great, but its delivery was lacking. Because even with a great premise, a story needs good directing, you know? And Dragon's Dogma didn't really have good directing. Like, even as you're going throughout the main quest, there are not really any memorable characters, there's not any intrigue, there are no plot twists, there's nothing really happens throughout. What am I doing? Right. That really makes you feel invested in the story. And it wasn't really until the very end of the story that I actually thought anything of it. Just because once you get to the end, that's when you understand what the premise of the story is. And everything up until the end point was not really anything. Once you get to the end of the story, it's like, oh wow, that's really cool. But the entire journey up until then, nothing really happens. And it's frustrating how great the game could have been, but wasn't. And that's all I'm gonna say about it, because when I finally did beat it, Cadence was over, and I spent the next hour talking his ear off about it, so I won't put you through the same thing. That being said, let's hurry up and get to the house.
Come on.
Yeah. And it might even be dark by the time I get there. That's exciting. Hello. Blow ball.
Let's go.
This is the estate, I suppose. Who are you? Oh, a merchant. This would be the house. Doesn't look all that big. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of room for exploration. Moldavie. Hey, you.
Greetings.
What do you got?
Wouldn't mind a look at your stock.
Hello. Wow. Mandrake. Celandine. Long Rube. Mandrake. Oh no, that's allspice. Quartanarius. Honeysuckle, blowball, white myrtle. Let's grab a couple of these just because I don't think I've seen these before. Sure.
Farewell.
Alright, and here we are. Despite its ideal location and beautiful surroundings, this residence has been tossed from owner to owner like a hot potato, and for some unknown reason suffers from a bad reputation. Oh boy. Oh hey. We have a nice little grove of white trees.
So this is the haunted house.
Right as the sun begins to set. How appropriate. You just passing through, or? Let's check around the outside before we head in. Anything of note? What's this? Oh. Okay. My controller just buzzed. Well, it doesn't look like there's anything of particular note on the outside. Let's head on in. And I'll cut recording here so I can get the full recording on the inside.